And this is our live chakra attunement. This is Monday morning, and it is the 14th of April already, 2025. And we're breathing in and we're breathing out. Focusing on the breath, taking a nice deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. And drawing the breath in deeply, deeply. Just relax into the flow of oxygen moving into the body, the prana, the chi force, the life force. Just say that to yourself, thinking that in your mind. Wow, I'm breathing in life force, I'm breathing in prana, I'm breathing in chi and energy, and I'm breathing it in consciously so that I can direct it to where it's most needed. Breathing in with awareness, breathing in, breathing out. And let's begin with our Kuan Yin prayer. Dearest Lady Kuan Yin, I call on you to help me love and accept myself fully. I ask that you grant me a full measure of compassion for myself and for others, and I pray that those suffering in the world can see and feel your loving presence. I pray that the hardened hearts will melt in the presence of your compassionate understanding. I pray that the waters of grace and compassion that you pour on the earth will nourish the seeds of love and compassion in all hearts, creating gardens of beauty within all living beings. It is my intention to nourish the garden within myself through prayer, meditation, and right thinking. In my heart, my garden flourishes, spilling over and filling my world with the fragrance of the garden. Thank you, dear Lady Kuan Yin, for your presence in my life and in my world. Let's try that again. Dearest Lady Kuan Yin, I call on you to help me love and accept myself fully. I ask that you grant me a full measure of compassion for myself and for others. I pray that those suffering in the world can see and feel your loving presence. I pray that the hardened hearts will melt in the presence of your compassionate understanding. I pray that the waters of grace and compassion that you pour on the earth will nourish the seeds of love and compassion in all hearts, creating gardens of beauty within all living beings. It is my intention to nourish the garden within myself through prayer, meditation, and right thinking. In my heart, my garden flourishes, spilling over and filling my world with the fragrance of the garden. Thank you, dear Lady Kuan Yin, for your presence in my life and in my world. And continuing to take slow, deep breaths, surround your body in a container of light above the head, below the feet, in front of the body, behind the body, to the right of the body, and the left of the body. So feeling yourself create that container of light and make that real for you. Breathing in and breathing out, making the container of light real by visualizing it. And remember, you're building it in the quantum reality, so it doesn't have any boundaries. The floor is not a boundary. You can go below your feet 4 feet and above your head 4 feet, in front, behind, to the right and the left. Making it real by focusing on it, by remembering to do it. These are things that can really help you stay centered and balanced during this massive time of change. Last night we had an amazing full moon, and the energy was really lovely. And the one of the major things that really struck me about it was very hopeful. There was a lot of just such a positive energy flow and a knowing that everything that was coming through spirit was Kuan Yin, Mother Isis, and Saint Germain, and the presence of Michael was there as well. And it was so positive and such a view perspective change from the parts of us that want to just fall into the negativity, that want to look at all the terrible things that are going on and kind of just fret about them and get lost in them and pull ourselves out of that illusion. We need to clearly look at the bigger picture, and then we see that we're in this process of transformation. And I think the thing that was the most supportive for me last night, personally, was that there was such a strong indication that the energy had shifted and the transformation had started, and the seeds of compassion and love that are planted all over the earth and even in the hardened hearts are beginning to push through the layers, push through the illusions, push through the delusions and the confusions. And so it makes sense that this month is about discernment. And we've been hearing about discernment, this higher frequency, higher than judgment or higher than discrimination, which can keep that divisiveness going. And this really helps us move into wholeness. So we did also start yesterday on the full moon, the 10-week series. The first of the series is already recorded. If you had been thinking about it and want to join, this is a great time to still join. There's 9 more weeks of it, and really helpful to always remember that you have a mind. You're not your mind, but you have a mind, and that mind produces thoughts, and those thoughts a lot of times get into rhythms, they get into patterns, they get into addictions and obsessions even, and those thoughts are need to be looked at, you need to be aware of them. So when we start to breathe and we talk about conscious breathing and we focus on the breath, we also always have a statement that we make: notice what you notice. So as you're breathing in and out in this moment, and you're focusing on your breath, you can start to notice your thoughts, and you can start to recognize that they're not you. And maybe they came from old prejudices, or maybe they came from society and just hearing something drilled in your head, or maybe they came from watching too much TV and you didn't realize that you took in all these belief systems with the visions and the pictures that come across your screen. So getting centered on your breath and starting to loosen up the mind and watch the flow of thoughts going by. In Buddhism, they say it's like clouds obscuring the sun. They say that at the base, everyone has a pure mind, but it gets cluttered up with stuff and thoughts and belief systems and, as I said, prejudices and so on